Hello, great afternoon. Well, people that watch my channel know I have tattoos. Okay, can quite easily see them. So they haven't seen my tattoos on my legs and stuff. Now I am going to be 74 next week. Yes, today is St. Patty's Day, and my birthday is 1 week from St. Patty's Day. Now, I've been watching some of these, some videos about younger people and tattoos, etc., some of their regrets, etc. So, they ask if you have tattoos, regrets, etc., etc. Well, I've had my tattoos. I started getting my tattoos when I was in my early 20s, okay? And I do not regret any of my tattoos. Now, the first tattoo I got was here. This one you really can't see too much anymore. Why? Because it was a cover-up. So originally this was a dragon that came up this way, and it was done by Lyle Tuttle in San Francisco, up on the thing. And it was funny when I had it done, because we had these guys going in there and they're whining and crying, and I'm getting my tattoo, and I'm saying nothing, and I'm watching these guys whine and cry and, scream. Now, why I got a cover up, though, I don't know. It's really hard to see on here. In person, you can see it, but on here, you can't. I can't really get it. There's a rose here, and there's a blue, kind of like forget-me-not there. And the reason I got those put on there was because I went to work in Las Vegas doing blackjack dealing, and having a dragon was not the best thing, so I had it covered up and done the flowers on it. Now, that's been since I was 20 years old, and like I said, it's a cover-up. In person, you can actually see that it's flowers, but on the screen, you're really just seeing a dark mass, unfortunately. Okay. So, what else did I have done? Here is a portrait of my daughter, okay? I had this one done in Hawaii by this kind of a well-known artist. He's a one-eyed artist, yeah. And he did this portrait of my daughter. No, my daughter's not dead. My daughter's alive. But I just happened to like that picture of her when she was modeling and stuff, so I had that done. Here, you can see my sugar skulls. Now, I got the sugar skulls because my daughter wanted to get matching tattoos. So, to go with my theme of things, we decided on the sugar skulls. And she has hers on the top of her foot, and I have mine, of course, back here. So what else did I get? I got all of it. When my tattoo artist gets a hold of me, she goes crazy. It's a 6-hour thing, shot at a time. We have the butterflies that she did, and butterflies represent transformation, okay? And then we have here the lotuses. I have my lotuses here that you can see. So lotuses, again, are, a flower that's in the mud, and it blooms up so beautifully, but you've got to go through the difficult parts in time of life as well, and you've got to look under the surface and come to that pristine part later. Okay, so what do we have on my other arm? Now here we have like Shiva Shiva here meditating, and we have some flowers here, and Shiva. See if I can put my arm so you can see it a little better. Shiva there meditating, and it comes up here. We have, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the beads there, and again, some flowers, lotuses blooming, okay? And up here, this is again part of the path. You have Kali. Kali is here, okay? Kali. And then you have the death. You go through the death process in your meditation, and you come out to Buddha, to the Buddha knowledge of realization in the end. And these are some, we've got the triangle and the other things. These are just some, how do I want to say it? Kind of energy points, etc. Now, I don't know if I can show you my legs, but we'll see if I can show you them up here. See if I can get up here. You could see it kind of. Here we have like a guanyin, okay? And we have the chrysanthemums, and then we have the hand of God and the Om here that's coming up into the guanyin, okay? Let me show you the other side. And the other side is, let's see if I could see, I have a butterfly for transformation, and then here we have this is the Kundalini. You have the snake that's coming here, okay, so that represents the energy of Kundalini and that transformation path that you take through meditation, okay, and through Kali, okay, and that ends in that death before death that results in Buddhahood. So those are my tattoos. Now on the back, I do have a tattoo as well, very large, and what it is, it's got the dragon, which most of it is line work, because it's like invisible when it comes through the clouds, then you get the color and the visibility. And then you have Christ, you have Jesus there killing the dragon. So, it has to do with like biblical stuff, Revelation, etc. Okay? So that's on the back. So those are my tattoos, and like I said, I'm going to be 74. I've had my tattoos, for most of them, for a very, very long time. The worst one I got was my leg. The guy worked on me for 12 hours straight, and he was so damaging, putting in the ink, that my leg literally could not take any more ink, okay? So I do love the tattoo, but yeah, 12 hours, that was painful, and like I said, to the point where you could not put any more ink in. It would not accept it, okay? Now my other ones, I started out with the Kali first. I had the Kali, and I had this part that was done, and then I had the Kali, and then she put in the rest of these. Now again, when my tattoo artist gets a hold of me, she does all of this in one shot. She doesn't do lining and you heal that and then you come back and get color. No, she does 6 hours. She gets a hold of me and she does 6 hours at a time straight and does the whole piece, okay? Now some of them we did, like this part we did, and was it some of the leg? At a tattoo show, okay? So she tattooed me at a tattoo show. Yeah, I did part of this, and then I think it was the leg as well, the arm, part of the arm with the transformation of butterflies, and then some of this leg that has like the guan yin on it and everything. She did that at a tattoo show. So, yeah. So who did most of my work? Most of my work was done by an artist up in Washington State. She's over, I think it's in Renton, and her name's Magenta, okay? Oh my goodness. But really, I'm quite happy with what I have. I don't think I will do any more tattoos because I like the fact that these are easily seen and you can read the story. Now, my daughter, Noelle, has quite a few tattoos. She's got 2 robot birds here. She's got up around her thighs and things. She has some tattoos done. She has some piercings, and I have this that was cord. Now, when we did it, it was a 0, but the person that did it, he's very famous in Phoenix, okay? He said, take it out and let it air out. I said, it is closing up. And it's down to now a size 4. I watched it literally growing tissue. And so it went from a 0, which is kind of a nice large size period, down to a 4. I said, this is growing tissue. He was like, no. I said, yes. And I went in, he saw it, he couldn't believe it. It was growing back the cartilage. Yeah. So Steve Haworth. Now, I actually did study with him for a while. That was way back when he was just starting to do, he was working on doing branding stuff at that point when I studied with him to do piercing. I did pierce my daughter's belly button. I did her piercing. And I'd had piercings. I had a lot of piercings. I said, I'm not going to do them on other people unless I've had them done to myself. Now, I had some very odd piercings. I had 3 little piercings done here. Yeah, I actually had 3 little piercings done here with little rings. I had one here, had a piercing here. I never did my tongue. I never had that done. But I did have other body piercings too, which I took them all out. The only thing I keep is my piercing here, which I did myself, and this one. Okay, but the rest of them I took them all out. Yeah, I decided they weren't doing anything special for me, but yes, I've had all the body piercing things, maybe TMI. But if I was studying it, I wanted to know what it was like before I did it to anybody else. Okay? So, yeah, but I've taken all those out. Hello, Miss Lily. Oh, Miss Lily, bum bum. The bum bum girl. Oh, you come to show your play. Yes, that's a nice toy. He has to bring his toys in to show me. He said, I don't want you to actually have them. I just want to show you my toys. So anyway, that's the story of my, quit, Mr. Mickey. That's the story of my tattoos. Now, like I said, when I decided to get my tattoos, I didn't want to do cartoon characters, etc. It was all based on my spiritual path, which I dedicated my most of my life to. It was a 30, 40-year journey, intense journey through Kundalini. And so it's basically in pictures the story of my spiritual path. So that's why I am going to be 74, and I'm quite happy with my tattoos, because when I got them, I thought ahead and said, well, what would I still want to wear when I'm older? Okay, when I'm older, what would I be happy wearing? Okay, and so it was about my spiritual path, which was the most important thing to me going through life. Now, I have to say, most of the younger people that I meet, they just think it's cool that I'm in my 70s and I have all these tattoos and everything. They think that's very cool. Now, the worst place that I got harassed about it was when I lived in South Florida, because we have all the old Jewish women from New York coming down, and they are absolutely crazy when it comes to tattoos, and they make really rude, obnoxious comments, and I just tell them, you don't like it, don't look, okay? Nobody's forcing you to have one, and you don't have to look, okay? And I don't give a rat's ass what you think about it, okay? I like them, okay? So, zip it. But the older Jewish women, they're mainly not Orthodox, but they have the belief in the Jewish thing that if you have a tattoo, you cannot be buried in the Jewish cemetery, the Jewish religion, okay? And it stems from that part in the Bible where when somebody died, they would cut themselves, and, it would be a tattoo. They would rub the ashes in there. Well, that's a whole different thing than having artwork. But they can't see beyond that point. But that's what it's in reference to, that when people passed, they would do mourning, they would cut themselves and rub ashes in it and mark up their bodies, okay? But it wasn't done for beauty, it was done out of mourning, okay? So that's kind of where it comes from, the Jewish mindset for these women from New York, New Jersey, New York, come down to live in South Florida. They were just, I have to say their accents just drove me crazy. They always have this whiny, princess nasally thing that they've got going. And just rude. Oh, Lord have mercy. Each to their own. But I just wanted to put that out there about tattoos. And, I saw one lady, she's 50. She started getting them when she was 30. Okay, well, I'm 74, and I started getting them when I was in my late 20s. Okay, so, yeah. I'm quite happy with my tattoos, and they age very well. If you were not out, now I have to preface this with saying, you can't be out there and be a beach person and be out in the sun baking yourself all the time, because then you're gonna have fading, you're going to have all of that takes place. So you have to take care of them. If you're going to go out in the sun, then you're going to want to be putting a sunblock on them, etc. If you want to keep your color, and you don't want them to really get faded. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here, and we'll see you online.